Welcome to Bible Reader Companion. Our Bible reading this week is Luke chapters 2 through 13, and our memory verse this week is Luke chapter 6 and verse 31, in which Jesus says, "And just as you want men to do to you, you also do to them likewise." The favorite golden rule: treat others the way you want to be treated. And we've talked about the general principle, and we've talked about doing it in our speech, and we've talked about doing it in our actions, and we've talked about doing it in our judgment. Well, I want to wrap up this context the exact same way Jesus did. I want us to look at Luke chapter 6, beginning in verse 46. He says, "But why do you call me Lord, Lord, and do not do the things which I say? Whoever comes to me and hears my sayings and does them, I'll show you whom he is like. He is like a man building a house, who dug deep and laid the foundation on the rock. And when the flood arose, the stream beat vehemently against that house and could not shake it, for it was founded on the rock. But he who heard and did nothing is like the man who built his house on the earth without a foundation, against which the stream beat vehemently, and immediately it fell, and the ruin of that house was great." You know, what Jesus says is that hearing what he says and doing nothing about it is useless. And we can't call him Lord if we don't do the things which he says. You know, I can relate to this example about building the house because right now we're going through waiting for a house to be built that we're going to move into. It's a lease house, we're not buying. But we have waited for months for them to pour the foundation. Now, I don't want them to start building the house until the foundation is poured, because if they put that house up without the foundation, it's not going to go anywhere. Now, thankfully, an opportunity arose that they could put us in another house that already has a foundation. And I'm really comfortable about that, a lot more so than one that still has no foundation. Why is that? Because we understand that a house without a foundation is not going to stand. And he says that if we hear these things, including treat others the way you want to be treated, but we don't do anything about it, we don't change how we live, we don't follow him in the way that we conduct our speech and our actions and our judgments, we're just building a house without a foundation. And we are really not subjecting ourselves to the Lord Jesus Christ and following him. So the question for you as we wrap up this week is, will you heed the words of Jesus? Will you be a follower of Jesus? Will you make him your Lord? And just as you want men to do to you, you also do to them likewise. Thank you for thinking on these things, and we hope you'll join us again next week.
Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook for more content like this.